Hey everyone, welcome back. So, you know how sometimes you pick up a book and it just clicks, like it's holding up a mirror to your life, or suddenly everything you thought was chaos starts making perfect sense? Well, that's exactly how I felt diving into John Gray's classic. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. It's not just a book, it's practically a decoder ring for relationships. I mean, who hasn't at some point looked at their partner and thought, are we even speaking the same language? This book promises to explain why. And honestly, it delivers. Gray's core idea, the one that gives the book its famous title, is beautifully simple. Men and women are fundamentally different. He asks us to imagine that long, long ago, Martians men and Venusians women lived happily on their own planets, perfectly adapted to their unique ways. They even fell in love across the cosmos, but then they decided to come to Earth, and something strange happened. They got a peculiar kind of amnesia. They forgot they were supposed to be different, and ever since that day, without this crucial awareness, men and women have been locked in conflict, constantly expecting each other to think, feel, and behave in the same way they do. It's like we mistakenly assume that if our partners love us, they'll react and behave just like we do when we love someone. And that attitude sets us up for disappointment again and again. Think about it. How many times have you heard or even said, he just doesn't listen, or she's always trying to change me? Gray dives deep into these universal frustrations. He calls them the Mr. Fix-It and Home Improvement Committee syndromes, men being Martians. Value competence, efficiency, and achievement. So when a woman talks about a problem, a man's instinctive reaction is to put on his Mr. Fix-It hat and offer a solution. He thinks he's being helpful, showing his love by trying to solve her problems. But what he doesn't realize is that women, as Venusians, primarily value love, communication, beauty, and relationships. When a woman talks about her problems, she's usually just seeking to be heard and understood, not necessarily looking for solutions. It's a way for her to feel better, a form of emotional house cleaning. So, when he jumps in with advice, she feels invalidated, like he's not truly hearing her feelings. And it goes both ways. Women, out of their Venusian nature to nurture and improve, often offer unsolicited advice or try to help a man improve. They think they're showing love and support. But to a Martian, who prides himself on solving things himself and views unsolicited advice as a sign of mistrust or an assumption of his incompetence, it feels like a critique. He hears, "You're broken, and I'm here to fix you," when all she means is, "I care about you. Let me help you be even better." This is a huge one, right? How many times have you offered what you thought was helpful advice, only for your partner to get defensive or just shut down? Another major difference Gray highlights is how men and women cope with stress. When a Martian is stressed, what does he do? He goes to his cave. He withdraws, becomes quiet, and focuses on solving the problem alone or distracting himself with something like reading the news or watching a game. Meanwhile, a Venusian, when stressed, instinctively needs to talk about all her problems in great detail. With someone she trusts, she's not necessarily looking for solutions, she's looking for relief through expression and understanding. The conflict arises because the woman feels ignored when he retreats, and the man feels blamed or overwhelmed by her need to talk when he's trying to process things silently. Gray uses fascinating metaphors to explain male and female intimacy cycles too. Men are like rubber bands. They get close, then they pull away to fulfill their need for independence or autonomy, and then, inevitably, they spring back with renewed desire for intimacy. Women often misinterpret this pulling away as a sign that something is wrong, or that he doesn't love her, leading to panic and chasing him, which only pushes him further away. Women, on the other hand, are like waves. Their self-esteem and loving attitudes rise and fall. When they're feeling good, they have an abundance of love to give. But when their wave crashes, they feel an inner emptiness and need to be filled up with love and understanding. This bottoming out is a time for emotional house cleaning, and they need support, not a fix. A man often tries to fix her mood, making her feel even worse. So, if we speak different languages, how do we communicate? Gray emphasizes that the Martian and Venusian languages have the same words, but the way they're used gives different meanings. Women, to express their feelings fully, often use superlatives, metaphors, and generalizations. "We never go out," or "everyone ignores me." Men, be literal. take these statements as facts and respond defensively, missing the emotional plea beneath. He provides a phrase dictionary to help translate. Showing that we never go out might actually mean, I feel like going out and doing something together. Would you take me out to dinner? Understanding that a woman's expressions are often about feelings, not facts, is key. Now, a big question that comes up is, why do I have to ask him for support? If he really loved me, shouldn't he just know what I need? This is a classic Venusian thought. On Venus, everyone instinctively offers support without being asked. But men Martians are different. They need to be asked directly. He might not offer help because he's waiting for you to ask, and if you don't, he assumes he's given enough. When women finally ask, it's often out of accumulated resentment, turning the request into a demand, which men strongly resist. Gray really drives home the importance of how we ask: be brief, be direct, and use the correct wording like would you instead of could you. The could you sounds like a question of capability, which can be insulting to a man, while would you is a direct request for his support. And when he grumbles or resists, the wise woman learns the pregnant pause, stay silent, and letting him work through his internal resistance. Knowing that often his grumbles are actually a sign he's considering your request. Gray also addresses the love tank concept. Women need many small expressions of love to feel loved. Men, on the other hand, tend to think one big gesture like a car or a vacation scores them a ton of points, while ignoring the everyday little things. But to a woman, a single rose gets the same 1 point as paying the rent. So a man might think he's scoring huge, while his partner's love tank is running on empty from a lack of those consistent smaller gestures. The book even lists 101 ways to score points with a woman's simple daily acts of caring that truly make a difference. And arguments, oh, they're not just about the topic at hand. Gray explains that most couples start out arguing about one thing and within 5 minutes are arguing about the way they're arguing. Men often invalidate women's feelings, and women often express disapproval, leading to a hurtful cycle. He suggests that when we're upset, about 90% of it is related to our past unresolved feelings, not just the present situation. So, a seemingly small comment can trigger deep old wounds. This is where the love letter technique comes in. It's a powerful tool where you write out your feelings of anger, sadness, fear, regret, and then finally, love to your partner or even to yourself or past influence. This process helps release negativity and brings you to a more loving center place before you even talk, preventing those destructive arguments. Ultimately, this book helps us understand that love is seasonal. There are springtimes when love is effortless, summers when it's hard work, autumns of fulfillment, and winters of introspection and healing old wounds. Gray emphasizes that we can't expect perfection from ourselves or our partners, and that sometimes we'll forget everything we've learned. But the key is to be patient, to keep learning and reapplying these insights, giving ourselves and our partners the gift of understanding and forgiveness. For me, understanding these concepts has been incredibly liberating. It's shifted my perspective from what's wrong with them to, they're just being Martian Venusian. It empowers you to adjust your own approach, knowing that you cannot, nor should you ever try to change your partner. That's their job. Your job is to change the ways you communicate, react, and respond. This book is not a quick fix to eliminate all problems, but it provides a framework to approach challenges with greater insight, which makes communication automatically better, fosters cooperation, and can reignite love. So, if you've ever felt like your partner was from a different planet, or if you're just looking for ways to deepen your connections and reduce frustration, I highly recommend picking up Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. It's a foundational text for understanding relationships, and it might just change the way you see and interact with the opposite sex. You'll be laughing at your own mistakes, learning to be more tolerant and forgiving, and maybe even saving your relationship from those common misunderstandings. Because as Gray says, when men and women are able to respect and accept their differences, then love has a chance to blossom.